Hello and welcome to the Candlelight Podcast, where I, Mohamed Abdalla, talk about different topics, including some of my favorites, which are movies, martial arts, and philosophy. Guys, let's start with this week's quote by Samuel Johnson, an essayist, a lexicographer, if that's the correct word, a poet, a many different things actually. He's an English, like as I said, essayist, lexicographer, and all that good stuff. Lexicographer basically means that he kind of wrote the dictionary on the English language. One of the guys that originally wrote the very original dictionary. Yeah, he was that guy, and he gave us this week's quote: "Great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance." Obviously, this quote is talking about a whole variety of different kinds of possible, effort exerted by human beings. If whatever I just said for the past 10 seconds made sense. Yeah, basically, so I'll remember basically the word that I really like. Yeah, so great works are performed not by strength. You don't use one Herculean force of a push to do whatever you want to do. No, you persevere. Sorry, that was unprofessional of me. My phone was on. My phone kind of rang just now. Sorry for that. Oh, by the way, guys, yeah, I lost my train of thought, but oh yeah, I was talking about the quote. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I had a very, very long day, as you'll soon find out. Just a sec. Oh, by the way, this quote kind of goes against what I did today. Today, I performed a lot of work, but in one fell swoop instead of persevering and actually doing it over a good stretch of time, like you're supposed to do. For example, you know how it's in order to, for example, build strength or build not the proper word to use here, to build muscle, let's say, to build your fitness, you have to work out throughout the week, numerous times, every week, for months and years on end. You can't do it in one workout session. You may put all you had in that workout session, but it might not be the greatest because it might be the greatest workout session you've ever had, but still, that's not enough. You have to do this consistently. You have to persevere throughout the weeks and the months and even the years in order to actually build something worthwhile. One good training session doesn't mean much unless it's followed by many good or great training sessions. So basically, guys, you have to kind of, I'm not saying you have to as in I'm kind of like commanding you to do it. No. Guys, in order to understand this properly, basically we kind of, sorry, just touched the mic. By the way, guys, I don't want to divert from the quote just yet. I just want to finish that off and then kind of get into my jibber jabber, my you know uh, self talk. I want to call it small talk, where I just talk to you guys or like conversate, but it's not really me talking to you guys. It's just me talking to myself, and then some people on the internet, which are you guys, are listening to this for whatever reason. So excuse me, guys, for this week. For this episodes, I'm not really the most animated that I usually am. I think I'm pretty animated usually. Anyway, let's finish this quote. So basically, again with it basically. So we need to think of the long term. We need to build something brick by brick. You don't build a castle in one night. You kind of lay the foundation, you place the bricks, you put the cement, you make sure everything's glued together nice and tight, make sure that you have a good solid basis, and then you build up and build up until you're done within whatever span of time it takes to build castles. And that's how you do it. You persevere. You go through it. You don't do it quickly. Nothing worthwhile in this world comes quickly. Fitness isn't easy, or else, for example, fitness isn't easy, or else everybody would be fit. And you have to kind of not only be good for one workout session or two, you have to be good throughout most of them over a span of time. Kind of reminds this quote kind of reminds me of something Chael Sonnen, the ex-UFC retired MMA fighter, said. What did he say? Yeah, anybody can be great for one day. Anybody could be great for a week, But the thing that makes people great for years. Wait, no, no, no. But true greatness is when you are great for years. Something along those lines. That's not exactly what he said, but something along those lines. For example, you could be a really good fighter for, let's say, 2 or 3 years, and then just fall off the grid. Not, not alluding to any certain fighter, Conor McGregor, wink, wink. Uh, sorry, that was not the best performed joke, but hey, it's 1 in the morning. Uh, and so, oh, so it's perfect time for like the idea of a candlelight scholar sitting at his scriptorium at his desk and thinking, contemplating. Because as we know in Arabic, "Man talaba al-ula sahara al-layali." Uh, guys, evidently there is a recurring theme throughout this podcast where the main quote leads to other quotes, other bonus quotes that I didn't plan on like saying necessarily. Man. So anyway, let's actually get into how into why I'm kind of tired as of this moment. Well, it's because I have been working the entire day. And yeah, of course, everybody works. Right? What makes this day different than any other day I worked? Well, yesterday, my little sister challenged me. Just like a, you know, just like a little challenge. She saw that I was working hard, just like grinding every day. She's my little sister, so she kind of like looks up. It's like, what is my older brother in college doing? Yeah, so I'm working like every day, striving, busting my butt, trying to work, achieve, accomplish. And she kind of challenged me yesterday to go throughout an entire day of work without taking a single break. So, what that entails is that I can, of course, go eat. I have a 15-minute, this is like the rules I kind of placed for myself after she issued the challenge of me not taking a break. So I can go to the bathroom, yes. I can go eat, yes. I can obviously go pray, yes. But I cannot have me time today. Cannot have me time at all. There's no wind down time. There is no, all right, I'm gonna chill, watch a movie, watch a show, hang out with my siblings, hang out with my friends. None of that. None. From the start of the day to the end of it, you work, or I work, and that's exactly what I did. And man, I am exhausted. I am exhausted, as you can tell, probably. As you can tell, I'm kind of exhausted. And it's 1 in the morning right now, and it's only now that I got to be able to record my podcast in order for it to be up. And man, yeah. After this podcast, after I'm done with this, I'm gonna go hit the sack. I'm gonna go sleep. I'm done with this day. Because check it out. This is basically what I'll give you. Let me just pull out my planner, and just my planner is basically just what I wrote on the notes in my phone. What I have to do. So check this out. From 9:30 in the morning, I have my classes start 9:30 in the morning, and ever since 9:30 in the morning to 1 a.m. right now, the next day, I have been working nonstop. So check this out. I'll just give you like kind of like a step by step what I went through the day. 9:30, first class. It was a statistics class, so it's not something that's kind of light. I need to focus. And then we had a statistics quiz right after it, which I aced, by the way. I got a full mark. I got all the answers right, but for whatever reason, the professor gave me a 0 on the quiz. I don't know why. I am gonna meet him in the office hours tomorrow and ask him why. See what's up. Let's see. We're gonna see about this. Anyway, after the quiz, I know seriously, I don't know why he gave me a 0. After the quiz, I had my public speaking class, which I love. By the way, public speaking is amazing. It's a really cool thing to be able to do, and it's kind of ironic that we're doing this over, online video call platforms. Not really in public, not really in the same classroom. So there you go. I mean, there you go. So after that, I had to go renew my license. Had to drive and renew my license. Get back. That was something. And then I had lab for the statistics because I'm in university and college, and we have like this thing called lab. I'm not even sure what it is, but I know it's for university students. I'm not even sure if they do it in high school. But anyway, so I had to take statistics again, and then to then from after that, I had to work on my capstone project, my final project, which I worked so hard on. My final project for multimedia design, which I'm graduating hopefully next semester. But this semester is where when the capstone is due. So this is like the biggest project I've ever worked on, and man, I spent at least 4 to 5 hours working on this project. This just today, because I had no breaks. I just kind of worked, nonstop. So I worked on this project for an hour. Then I went to pray. Then I worked out. Then I showered and ate. Then I continued working on the project for another hour. And then I went to pray. And then I came back to work on the project for an hour. And then I ate. And then I prayed. And then, well, it's like more than an hour, more or less. Apparently, yeah, I could see the time here. It's like more or less an hour. So it's like prayer time, work, eat, and stuff, and then after last prayer, again go back to working on the project, and then rewatching some statistics classes that I needed to rewatch because I need to revise. And man, I just too much work, and still it's not done yet. After rewatching the statistics class, man, I'm starting to even say the word. I ate, and then guess what? I went back to working on my project again for another, well, not hour, it's like 40 minutes. But still, man, I'm just exhausted. And then after that, I just started the podcast. I just started recording. And here I am, talking to you about my busy day. But some people have much busier days than this, but man, those people are troopers. What can I say? They work hard. And this was exhausting for me because from 9:30 in the morning up until now, I haven't had a chance to basically kind of sit down, reflect much, and just like have some downtime. This podcast is basically me time, so it's not necessarily considered a break because I'm still working here. I'm still recording. I'm still making sure everything is good. The levels are all good. Your ears are not blown out by this. The audio interface is pretty cool. And yeah, after this podcast, hopefully I'm gonna do what's this? I can hear something go wrong. Just now I was I was like complimenting the audio interface, but now I hear some static. 1 second. All right. I hope that fixed that problem. Yeah, I just kind of paused the recording and came back, so that's why it was so quick for you guys. But for me, I kind of had to figure something out. I'm not sure what it was exactly. I just kind of played around with the interface, made sure that everything was attached properly, and it's going good, I think. Hopefully, I don't hear that again. I really don't want to, I don't want this podcast to end up like what happened in episode 5, This episode, I don't want it to end up with, 2 weeks ago, where a good chunk of the podcast was kind of ruined by the static. So anyway, by the way, guys, I got a new subscriber. Not a new subscriber, my very first subscriber, well, my very first real subscriber. The first subscriber is my friend who kind of said, I'll give it a watch, and I was like, sure. And he subscribed after that. And so that's not technically a real subscriber because it's my friend. But now I've got a real one. The very first subscriber of the Candlelight Podcast. That's pretty cool. I don't know how he found it, but hey, he actually liked, subscribed, and commented. I'm just going to go check it out. Check out his comment right now because it's there. It's still there. Yeah. And I kind of replied to him, and he replied back, actually. So check this out. His name, at least that's what his username is in YouTube, is Elijah Swanson, my very first subscriber. Thank you, Elijah, if you're still hearing this. He commented the following. Do you think you could do a video regarding the history of Moldavia and its impact on the societal norms set in place during the 1300s? It'd be very much appreciated. And I kind of wrote back, "Hey man, you're my first real subscriber. I honestly don't know much about the history of Moldova, but I'd be glad to read up on it if you've got some interesting and authentic articles and videos I could check out." And I ended my reply with, "How on earth did you find this channel?" Basically, how did you find it? Seriously, Elijah, if you're listening to this, how did you find it? He kind of replied, but I'm not sure exactly what he meant by this, but here it goes. Daily, I look up podcasts and search within the hour. Hope it goes well, my friend. Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. He kind of like searches up podcast. He says within the hour, and he just kind of luckily stumbled onto mine. That's pretty cool, actually. Hey, thanks for kind of doing that. Hey, that's really cool. And I kind of heard the static coming back, by the way, guys. I don't know if I should be worried. I hope it's nothing. So, yeah, you kind of wrote Moldavia in your original comment. I think you mean Moldova. That's a country that I know exists. Moldova, not. I don't know if any country named uh, specifically Moldavia. And I don't know much about Moldova actually, and societal norms set in place during the 1300s. That's kind of like an essay question you're asking me. So yeah, I don't know much about it. But hey, if you're still listening to this, if you're still kind of, around for this podcast, hey, um, send me some cool stuff to check out. I'll make sure to have a look at it. Why not? The more I learn, the better. Knowledge. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, first subscriber, liked, and commented. Awesome. Thank you, Elijah. Oh, by the way, guys, in the world of MMA, Derrick Lewis knocked out Curtis Blaydes cold. Knocked him out cold. It was crazy. The fight happened in like the beginning of this week, and man, that was a crazy fight. Because Derrick Lewis is one of the most powerful strikers ever in MMA, and he's well known for his knockout power, and he has the most knockouts in in UFC history. Yes, just as of now, but before this fight he had the most knockouts in heavyweight history. And right after Curtis Blaydes is one of the most well-known wrestlers in the heavyweight division. So these two got matched up, and it's pretty awesome. This fight is the number one contender fight, which is pretty cool. And Derrick Lewis just knocked Blaydes out. Like, Derrick Lewis knew Blaydes is going to shoot for the takedown, obviously, because Blaydes is a wrestler and he's going to use his strengths. But man, Lewis just used his strength as well by just kind of going, whapa! Uppercut as soon as Curtis Blaydes shot for the takedown. And man, he flattened him out and became the holder of the title of the honor, basically, of having the most knockouts in the UFC. Wow. Good for you, Derrick. I think a title shot is soon. If Dana kind of doesn't mess around and give John Jones the title shot. But hey, it makes sense to give John Jones the title shot because he's undefeated at light heavyweight, basically, even though he kind of cheated for, years and years. And in other news of MMA, the static has returned. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to scream. But what's going on here? I have no idea. I'm trying to fix this. Live on the podcast right now. Not the most professional. Dude, can you just stop? You know what? Let me just kind of pause the recording a bit, just like I did before. See what's really up, and hopefully solve it. Alright, after some testing, I think it was the headphones that were the problem. I have to kind of like remove the headphones and do this podcast without even listening to the audio. This is not going to be good. I can't tell whether I just can't tell how it sounds now. Because, well, there's no audio for me to listen to. No headphones. Because my headphones are kind of old. It's kind of worn down a bit. So I need to maybe get new headphones. But, yeah, I really hope that was a problem. At least, because I don't want the audio interface or the microphone to be the problem because they're brand new. Anyway, going back to what we were talking about, of the world of MMA. What's new? I'll tell you what's new. Habib. Well, actually, this isn't really new, but it's a new discovery. Habib kind of revealed that he got the mumps before the Gaethje fight, his last fight, his retirement fight. He actually got the virus of the mumps, which caused a fever, and he had to go to the hospital and everything. But he still didn't pull out of the fight and still went in there and fought. The dude fought with a broken toe, the mumps, and after going through, the experience of the loss of his father, dude went through bad circumstances and still came out looking so domineering, so dominant. Wow. Will we ever see another UFC fighter like this guy? This guy was truly something special. Man, Habib Nurmagomedov. Man, you're a legend. And I don't mean like legend as in, oh, mad lad. Oh, that was pretty cool. No. You are. You're one of the humans that exist today in our world right now that I have the utmost respect for, Habib. Seriously, after all you've been through and how you've just been through all of it with grace, man, Allah barak lak, God bless you. Anyway, in other news, UFC 259 is coming up, guys. After about a week and a few days, it's UFC 259. UFC 259 might be the greatest UFC card of all time. The greatest MMA card of all time. Look at who's fighting. So many such great fights are lined up. Man, it's such a crazy card. Check this out. Let's start from the kind of like the bottom of the list. Joe Benavidez versus Askarov. That's a great fight. Askarov, a new kind of like contender at flyweight against a grizzled veteran like Benavidez. Let's see who takes the cake here. And then you've got Dominic Cruz versus Casey Kenny. Man, Dominic Cruz is still fighting even after all the injuries and after his loss against the bantamweight, the double champ and gold medalist Henry Cejudo. These two fights are already exciting. And then we got like Thiago Santos versus Rakic. Man, Maheta Santos. This guy has 11 knockout wins. That's the second most in UFC history, right after Derrick Lewis. Man, against Rakic, that's a really good fight to make. And then this is the fight that the second most exciting fight for me in this card, Islam Makhachev versus Drew Dober. Islam, as we all know, if you guys kind of follow the UFC and MMA, Islam is one of Habib's closest mates, one of his best friends, and he's gonna prove himself against a top 15 lightweight. Man, let's see how good Islam really is. Hoping Allah Wafka, Allah Fawza. I hope he wins. And then you've got Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling. Man, that is wow. That's such a great fight in the bantamweight division, because Peter Yan, the newly crowned bantamweight champion, and he's fighting the very first contender against him. I believe this is the very first. I think, if my memory serves him correctly, I think he beat Aldo to get it, and now he's fighting Sterling, who just beat Corey Sandhagen. And by the way, speaking of Sandhagen, that guy has bounced back after losing to Sterling in bad fashion. He bounced back by TKOing Marlon Moraes, which I felt was an early stoppage, but hey, I think he still would have got it done, considering Moraes' very most recent fight. And he knocked out Frankie Edgar in less than 30 seconds. Flying knee knockout to Frankie Edgar. A legend, by the way. And then you've got the main event. Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz. Man, Adesanya, the Nigerian beast. I was about to say Nigerian Nightmare, but no, that's Kamaru Usman. He's a welterweight. No, Israel Adesanya is the UFC middleweight champion. He's undefeated. He's been dominant so far, mostly dominant, and just beating everyone. He knocked out Paul Costa in his most recent fight. That's crazy. And now he's fighting Jan Blachowicz, the newly crowned light heavyweight champion, because John Jones vacated to go up to heavyweight, as we mentioned. And now Adesanya is moved up a weight class to fight the light heavyweight champ. He moved up from middleweight. Now that's the fight to make. That's a fight to see. Man, I really wonder how well does Izzy do in these top heavier weight classes. Because he didn't even mention he wants to go up to heavyweight. I don't know how he could do that. Does he have it? Can he pack on enough mass to even get there? But anyway, yeah. So we've seen him fight big guys before. We've seen Izzy fight big guys before. Oh, by the way, we call Adesanya Izzy in the MMA community. If you don't know, now you know. So Izzy's fighting a big guy, a big strong guy with just powerful hands. Drops anyone down. Jan Blachowicz knocked out Dominic Reyes, the guy who arguably beat John Jones to become champ. He became champ by knocking out Dominic Reyes, knocking him out. And on the same card, actually, Izzy knocked out Paulo Costa, who's a big middleweight. Dude walks around at 230 pounds. That guy's a heavyweight fighting at middleweight. So we know that Izzy doesn't have a problem fighting big guys. He's just way too skilled. Now, but let's see. Will the jump up in weight be something, different? That extra 20 pounds that he has now. Let's see if that'll affect him in any way. Let's see how well he does in this new division. He's beaten everybody, cleaned up his own division. Now he has to, kind of move up and explore, deeper waters, see where he can get, how far he gets. And I'm really excited to see what happens in that fight, and basically in every other fight on that card. Man, that card is stacked. Man, I'm really excited for this. Next week, hopefully, inshallah, I'll be watching it. I don't care if I have classes. I don't care if I have an exam. I don't care if I have a quiz. I'm watching that card live. Yeah, it's not a good thing to say, by the way. If I have an exam, I have to, make sure I'm ready for the exam and everything. But man, I don't want to miss this. I really do not want to miss this live. Oh, from beginning to end, that card is a banger. Oh man, can't wait for it. Can't wait. Anywho, how are you guys? Talk to me a bit. You guys talk to me for a bit. How are you? How are you doing? We got a minute and a half left. Let's hear from you. Really? Is that what you did this week? Oh, that's great. Man, happy for you. Or sad for you, depending on what you just said happened to you. Anyway, guys, seriously, if there's anyone listening, other than Elijah, who I'm not even sure is still listening, please comment. Please, I don't know why my tongue kind of got heavy there. Please comment. Please, just say something. Give me some feedback. I'm not asking you guys to subscribe or like or anything. No. If you guys want to do that, you do that. What I am asking of you guys is just, hey, shout out. Make conversation, Anywho, I'm rambling on too much. I need to go to sleep, guys. All right, it was a long day as I've told you. But I'm not complaining. I won the challenge by not taking any rests, basically. And man, am I exhausted. Anywho, this was the Candlelight Podcast by yours truly, Mohamed Abdalla. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys come back for more. And once again, great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance. See you guys in the next one. Peace.